Y'all, we're back. Season 3 of Girl Call Me with Tanya and Jessica is officially here. And let me tell you, this season, it's all about community.
Because listen, in a world that's getting wilder by the day, one thing we know for sure, we can't do this alone.
Nope, and this season we're diving into how we show up for each other, build our circles, and find joy, no matter what's going on in this crazy world.
And of course, we're bringing our usual mix of real talk, hot topics, and deep conversations because you know we have things to discuss.
Oh, we're definitely talking about the mess, from pop culture chaos to politics to the wildest headlines you didn't even know you missed. We got you.
But we're also making sure we make time to celebrate the women who are out here shining. Our new segment, Shine Sis Shine, is giving Black women their flowers because we refuse to let their greatness go unnoticed.
And as always, we're keeping it raw, keeping it funny, and keeping it real. Because if we can't be honest here, then girl, call me later.
So grab your tea, get comfy, and get ready for a season full of laughs, love, and the kind of conversations you need in your life.
It's season 3, and we're just getting started. Let's go. Girl, I don't know about you, but
I've been drinking.
This week has got me sipping. Girl, you got a cocktail? Because, first we got to talk about this DEI podcast because aren't you a DEI hire?
I am not drinking yet, but you're not gonna catch me slipping. But yeah, it's been a lot. It has been a lot.
Girl, okay, so welcome everyone. We are back.
Welcome to a safe space.
Because
for now.
Right, well,
for now.
Until
someone finds out you're listening to a DEI podcast and your phone is like taken away from you and whatever, put in a locker somewhere.
I'm gonna say one before we start get deep into this the end of America. I just want to say welcome back. We've been gone. It feels like, I don't know about you, but it feels like we've been gone a lifetime. It's only been a couple months.
Things surely didn't slow down while we were gone. That's for sure. We left here. Tanya was wishing everyone a happy holiday and talking about her 15 Christmas trees. Right. We came back, girl. I mean,
right. I went from
not even,
Santa pajamas to half of the government being unemployed. I mean, the shit is crazy and the shit is real. And yes, that was a curse. Well, we're back. I don't know. While we were gone, I mean, I enjoyed myself. I know you were living the life of a, soft life vixen or something, doing
like
sound
that.
bath.
I'm gonna lean into that.
Soft life vixen.
Yeah, self-love, soft life vixen.
Yeah, you were sound bathing. I was vacationing. I was not here during the whatever you want to call that swearing in. I was in Mexico.
Girl, but that was 1 week. It's been a year probably of activity since you've been back.
Well, I will say January and February. I just don't. It really felt like we lived like a whole year.
They canceled Black History Month.
Okay.
Like what?
Hold up, sis. Hold up. Let me take another sip before we go there. But who canceled Black History Month? Nobody's canceling Black History Month because we Black.
I saw yesterday Google took it off the calendars.
Google?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Google may have took it off the calendar, but I know
I'm not saying we're not celebrating. But what I'm saying is, like, that's how wild this shit is. Like, we just got Juneteenth like 3 years ago, and now they're like, that whole month shit's over.
Girl, you're not getting Juneteenth.
No, Juneteenth is over. I hope y'all enjoyed 20. I guess it was COVID years, but I hope you still had a party 2020 through 2024, because that shit is over. You're not going to get a holiday after this.
Listen, I think if you're a Black woman, 92% you took advantage. You're still taking advantage. You're living your best life. You're going on vacation. You might have moved to Mexico.
You're going to have to use a vacation day. and you're not going to get your shirt at Target. That's for damn sure.
Or Amazon.
It's over.
And you may not post on Meta.
But how fast did it change? And it's like they were waiting for us to just have whiplash. Like, they're like really enjoying this. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have this mic until they they take it out of my hands and let us know that we're no longer.
Don't tempt them.
Well, it's funny because we talked about what this season should be focused on. We've really, we've highlighted some incredible women, incredible Black women who are doing their thing. We talked about, from the birth and to sound to really how to deep breathe, which we might need to start deep breathing again. But we
Might need
talk.
to start, girl.
Okay, I'm always understating, but I will say, why did we? And I will say we've decided to focus on community.
Yeah.
Why community over all of the other things we could be talking about this season?
Girl, because I don't know how we survive in this chaos, which is what this is. The life we're all living right now is pure chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you survive with when you feel constantly under attack in this chaotic space without community. There's just no way. There's there's absolutely no way you can.
I'll be honest, and I think that's why.
You're like, I'll be honest, it's not that bad. Things
No,
have
that's
been.
not what I'm
You're like,
saying.
I think we
No,
needed to tighten up some things.
it's a fire, right? It's a fire. It's a fire. But I will say we have always been under attack and we have always leaned on community.
Yeah, we
So,
have, but
so
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. We got to just keep doing it. And like,
right.
by the way, speaking of community, I should have started this call with, "Hey, Shabana."
Miss, you know what? We are praying.
Our hearts are with you.
Our hearts are with you. I think she's in
we
Dubai getting some.
stand.
We
We
stand with
stand with
her.
you.
We stand with her. We stand with $2,000 and some
hey,
property and some land. I mean,
hey, Shabana.
she captured the world. I mean, Onaja
I don't know
captured.
about all that. I don't know if she
Onaja
captured the
went from
world.
Pakistan to Dubai. She has chips. She has some crisps named after her. She has an animated. She's an anime at this point. So
Where's she
Onaja,
from again? Is
Miss
she from New York?
Onaja, yes,
She
of
must
course,
be. I was gonna say she
Brooklyn
must be.
girl, of
Oh, I was
course.
gonna say the Bronx, but yeah,
I
that
think
tracks. Where are you from
Miss
again, Tanya?
Brooklyn. So this is
Hey,
why I relate
Shabana.
to $2,000 and a plot of land. That's what all we want.
The two thousand.
And
That's where she started, girl. I heard her talking about 100,000. I'm trying to
she
get a
did.
hundred
She
thousand
kept going
dollars.
up. This is part of the reverse negotiation that somehow she was doing. But what I will say is she is all of us in some ways
But
because
where's Shabana? She needs her community because Shabana dropped her. Shabana didn't get on that flight.
Miss Onija Robinson is what her name is.
By the way,
By the
my
way,
maiden name. We may have a 23andMe test coming up.
you might be related, but I will say that she did get on a plane. I am thinking about her, and I've been trying to track her. There was one sister on TikTok that called Dubai's like office
Oh,
of
I
whatever,
think I saw her on
and
Instagram. She's a cultural like travel advisor or something. She thought she had some pull.
she did, but they gave her an answer. They said
What they
she's
say?
taking some self care, taking a moment, and they will put
She's
her
a
back on that plane
she's a self
when
care vixen like me.
she's a self care vixen. Girl, I feel like that's a T-shirt. Self care vixen. Someone's gonna
Look,
steal it. I know, but so community. We're going to think about community. Community is everything. We need
yeah,
it. We definitely need each other right now, and I
right,
think we're going to be talking about various forms of community.
yeah.
You've laughed often about the online community,
What
but
do
it
you mean?
is
I've laughed often about this.
when
What I'm not gonna let
TikTok.
you do is throw me.
When I
Oh,
came,
You
what
talk about TikTok, Tanya. I can't. This is exact. You're right. I have laughed at it because what you're calling
go back
community.
to my
Just
sipping.
you're just rationalizing your late night scrolls, and you're calling it community.
There's some people who were crying when TikTok went off for
I didn't
a
say there's
day,
not
and it was
people,
a
but I don't
day,
know that
just a day.
that's
People
um.
people lost TikTok for a day, and they had. I think there was a funeral. The and let's not talk about Hillman Hillman University. We'll go there at some point, maybe next episode. But, the world is wild.
Yeah.
Shit, it's been
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
that,
go through some of these things that have been like, because we do keep talking about the mess, and I think for a lot of us, like you can't keep up right now. Like we said, it's chaos, so you
okay,
can't keep up. You
okay.
don't watch news, so let's
Nobody's watching news.
let's
So,
do a rundown of serious and unserious news for maybe some people who've
okay.
missed some things. I mean,
If
we've
no
talked
one,
already.
if you're not watching MSNBC or
Girl,
CNN
no, that
or
please.
CBC, CBS, so let's start with the first one, and just tell me the
What's that?
first thing that comes to mind when I say America.
I'll tell you actually, my friend, shout out to Cindy, who's a listener. She was at
Hey,
LAX.
Cindy.
She was at LAX today in the international terminal. You know those stores that they have that are called like America.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna post a picture of what she took. There are shirts in there that just say MAGA now in
Oh,
the America store at the Los Angeles International Airport.
oh, we're
Yeah,
gone that far.
yeah. Oh, girl, yes. There's a shirt that says, let me read this to you that she sent me.
Who
There's
owns
a
this?
shirt that
Who owns
says
the store?
"Never Surrender, Trump 2024." There's one that says MAGA, and there's one that says "Don't blame me, I voted for Trump." And then
You
says
should blame
one that says,
yourself because you're out of work.
and there's one that says "I'm voting for the felon." This is
Okay.
in a store in the airport that is welcoming people in
Okay.
Los Angeles.
I
This is
need
the season finale. We're
I
done.
need
We're
we're
done
done.
here.
It's over. I mean, it could be a cliffhanger because you hope for another season because we all want to survive, but this might be it. I need Cindy to send us that picture
I'm gonna send you that
because
picture right
I'm
now. I
about
got it.
to, you know, I mean, I think we can fast track what happened, in November. I think we need to talk about the Joint Chiefs, the people fired. I mean, it has. I mean, no one. I don't think it was on my bingo card that Elon Musk would have been the president. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but did you anticipate this,
I mean, I definitely anticipated more billionaires having access and power, but
girl?
my sister said something funny. The guy who's the uh head of transportation that took Pete Buttigieg's place. He's the guy from
Who
Road
has
Rules.
no job? The real world, whatever it was,
Yeah, he's
zero experience.
Secretary Road Rules. Like
Yeah.
what?
Right. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, who is a colonel in the military, was just replaced
Yeah, girl, I don't even know
maybe.
how much we're gonna be able to keep of this in this episode because we're about to be because Elon's got from what I hear, they're they're just using AI and pulling bots, and if you're saying certain words, your shit's getting blocked.
You know what?
So
He can block me. He can continue to block. I don't care. Because,
okay,
I
great.
mean, and
Then
seriously, I mean,
okay,
my
you're gonna
passport's
be
up to
like
date.
Fauci. You can be like Fauci seeking a
I don't know
pardon.
about you, but my passport is up to date.
My passport's up to date too, but it still says United States of America on it. So that means they have to let you out.
Well, other things. Let's move away from the end of
Please,
America.
please.
You know, let's talk a little bit about Kanye.
That's the end of America. Also,
Kanye
Kanye West is Kanye West is absolute
trash.
um, trash, garbage. I was gonna say garbage. He's absolute garbage. The idea that we let this, I it, it's so unbelievable to me that we let this anti-Semitic in like absolute and the fact that people keep going back to mental illness, like a lot of
We
people are
can't.
bipolar. That doesn't mean you're anti-Semitic.
Right.
Like it's unbelievable. There's a reason why people don't mess with him anymore. He. I'm not going to say the c word but he is out there in another
He's
space
out there. And I think that we
operating for
have,
attention.
I'm going to say the royal we, and I'm not putting myself in that mix, but I think we've allowed it to perpetuate.
Yeah,
We are
girl.
encouraging it. The fact that they would have a Super Bowl commercial with
And they said
swast.
we didn't think the ad we checked wasn't this bad. When's the last time you thought just whatever Kanye he was going to give you at face value, just truth?
Right. Right.
Come on.
I mean, ask Skims, ask the wife, ask her who voted for
Ask,
Trump, and I hope
ask
nobody is.
him.
Ask Skims because I hope y'all burn on them Skims
I don't know.
because
I didn't hear shit. I
girl,
never
you
saw
need
her
to move
ballot.
on. You need to move on.
I didn't
You need to
hear
move on.
ballot. Yeah, no, it's disgusting. I mean, look, I stopped listening to Kanye's music a really long time ago, actually. But I and I have never liked him as how he shows up in like the world. I just think he's so disgusting at this point. I don't even know why we're giving him. It's like he's a he's a toddler. Anyone
Oh
who's
yeah.
getting more attention than him, he's got to find a way. Even the president, he's upset that he went on a tirade the other day, upset that Trump's getting more press than him.
Right. So good. Let's move on from trash because I don't want to give him any more airtime. But I do
No.
want to talk to you about, I think as we as Black women, particularly Black content creators, anyone that's doing anything on the internet, I think, it's time for us to kind of figure out our own stuff because Facebook and Instagram and all these sites that we've quote unquote built community on, they're not for us.
Oh, there goes you just debunked your whole first conversation about online communities, how important they were.
Okay,
Now you're
I'm
telling
gonna.
everybody to turn away from the online community because it's
That's
full of
not what I'm
deep fake.
saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I disagree with people who are, and I have friends who are doing it. We need to give up all social media. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to have our own platforms as well. And it's not just Blue Sky, or it's not Substack. Please subscribe. It's 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 the fact that we rely so much on these communities that when they're gone, we don't know how to build community again. And we don't know what to do. It's a little bit like why people were crying on TikTok because they lost one, they were losing funds. Some people pay their house on the TikTok funds. But the other thing is, a lot of people get their news from some of these sources, which is sad in so many ways.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I did see a deep fake today that was kind of funny. They
Which
did
one?
they did the one
Let me
about
go back to a second.
Serena talking about Drake. It was a
What
whole like
happened?
it was saying like she did a press conference after the Super Bowl. Obviously, she did not. It's
Mm-hmm.
doing this whole thing about like how trash he is and how their relationship was very funny. Actually, I was at first, of course, I watched it for a second. I was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh, this ain't real.
You got pulled in for just 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Let's. I know you and I love first class,
flying first class.
flying first class,
Oh yeah,
and I
top flight
oftentimes
vixen.
soft like Vixen. There you go. And I've often said in my mind, and I never say it out loud, that I feel safer in first class.
Uh, I think you did say that, and I think you have said that out loud. Not only have you said it out loud, you've said it on this podcast, I think.
Yeah, somehow I feel safer in first class. Well, that may have changed, and I may now be moving to Spirit Airlines because
I can't wait. I'd like you to, please, because I just want to
why?
just,
Because you want me to you
it's
want
a
a
matter of
videotape.
time. It's a matter of time. Spirit Airline, this is where people are just losing their minds. Airlines does not make planes. So
No,
they're
but
flying in the same planes as everybody else.
no. I will say Frontier and Break Your Spirit has had zero incidents. They're also almost always on time for some reason.
I, you are so out. You are so wrong. They're not always on
How what
time.
am
Are you
I
kidding
wrong?
me?
What am I wrong? When was the last time you flew them?
First of all, I flew
Never.
Frontier. No, well, I got a credit on Frontier because I was supposed to fly in January and I canceled that flight. But I have picked up people from the airport who are on Frontier, and I waited 5 hours while they sat on the runway in Denver, and I
Okay.
found a sis who was like there working their ticket booth. She was hiding because she was like, I don't have access to any information, and everyone's asking me questions, and I don't know how to get questions
Okay.
answered.
Okay,
They
I'm
don't
going to
know
go
what the
back.
hell they're doing.
According to the statistics, I've never flown. I don't know. I may try it though.
How many
I don't
less? How much less do you think that Frontier and Spirit planes are in the air versus American and Delta?
I'm going to say one thing. I flew inter Mexico on Viva.
Okay.
I it was first class on Viva, their version of first class. It was on time. I
This
didn't get
this
water.
has
I didn't get sand.
nothing to do with America. America, your boy. I don't know. I
Who?
mean,
Wait.
he's not your
Whoa.
boy.
Slow down. Slow down, Turbo. Slow
The
down.
he
There's
is
no.
he's playing with fire with these FAA with the already stretched thin
He
FAA.
fired everybody though.
And now he fired him, and it's like, okay, well now I understand, but that's not international. Girl, international flights are amazing. I fly budget, quote unquote, budget air all the time
Yes, you do.
internationally.
You do. You do.
You're not catching me on a Spirit flight just because it's it's still the safest way to travel is flying.
Okay, I'm going to ask that question then. Are you not concerned at all
I'm not.
about?
No, not in the least. Actually, I'm flying next week. I flew last week. Not at all.
So you're not
Because
thinking about it. You're not. You're
no,
not like worried about spinning in a circle and being on a. I'm
no.
worried. I will
Girl, I'm
say
more
though.
worried about getting hit by a Waymo walking downtown
Did you
than I am.
say? You mean Coco? What
No,
is a,
Not Coco. Waymo. You know the
the a
cars,
self
the driverless
driving?
cars. Yeah, I'm more worried about getting hit by a Waymo every single day of my life than a plane crash. Because honestly, if a plane crashed and I'm on it, that shit was meant to be. Who said what comedian was that? Was like,
Oh God.
I guess all I need to know is like I don't want to be up in the air when it's the pilot's time. But like if it's my time, it's my time. But I
You know
don't
what?
it's not
I appreciate. Listen, I appreciate this thinking. I guess I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to make it my time. I'm not yet. I'm not
I'm not
ready.
saying I'm ready for it
I
to
do
be
have.
my time.
I do have a trust. I
I'm
do
not
have
saying I'm
insurance.
ready for it to be my time. All I'm saying is we're still safer flying than doing anything else. I think the fact
I
that
don't
there's
believe that.
other, yeah, there is. Girl, you talking about, you tried to text me and talk about Amtrak. You must
I
have
was
forgot
looking at
about how many
Amtrak trends.
Amtrak, you must have forgot about how many accidents there's been in Amtrak and Amtrak canceled DEI. But beyond that, girl,
Not
how
Delta.
many flights a day? I'm about to be on Delta, and I'm about to. You know what else? I'm about to enjoy all my upgrades I'm gonna get because all you are staying at home. So I'm about to get my
First of
upgrade.
all, between my trips to Mexico, Portugal, DC, and maybe a few other ones, I actually may not be home that often, but I'm still going to fly. But I'm just a little more
DC.
nervous.
You're not going to
I have
DC anytime soon.
I have to go to Maryland for a conference.
Washington DC. Good
It's
luck, girl.
Maryland.
Now that's where. Okay, well, where are you flying
It's
into?
Maryland. I probably have to fly into, is it DC?
Dallas.
What's Dallas? Probably.
Oh.
It's a conference. Anyway,
Don't wear
so
any of your black stuff.
why I can't be black in DC? Girl, DC is
Close.
black. I
I'm
don't
saying I
care.
know DC's black. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
care. Listen. I'm a walk rocket with pride, but
Okay.
between I want to say some of our queens have been struggling. Wendy, Mariah. I think that
They've
when
been struggling. This is not a new thing.
first of all, Mariah, I went to her concert like last December maybe. She wasn't struggling. She did well. She looked good. She, Mariah, I mean, she was doing well. So for those of us who are butterflies, I don't even know. It's like Bayhive and Beehive. I don't know what it is. But all I know is I bought the ticket. But she did look like she was struggling a bit on her during her residency. And so, between her and Mary J. Blige and all of those queens, I
Oh,
hope the
Mary
stress is not
J.
getting to
When
them.
her teeth fell out, or she had to adjust teeth.
Girl, did you just say her teeth fell out in the middle of the concert?
Didn't you see the video?
I sent you the video, but I wasn't meaning to mention it on
Oh,
air.
why? This is part of. You gave it to me through your online community.
This is rapid fire.
You
Listen,
sent this to me.
between her and Tom Cruise and their fake teeth. Listen, I know I have no judgment. We may have to talk about the Hillman University TikTok ish situation because you're not briefed on it yet.
I'm not
Because
on TikTok.
you're not on TikTok, but Black folks created this really beautiful space. It's fake HBCU in which they were teaching classes. I think there were like 900 classes or something like that. And then someone decided to monetize who didn't created it. And
Oh,
yeah.
Didn't
And
hear about that.
now that she created dorms. She created merch.
Dorms like for like your avatar?
Virtual dorms.
Yeah,
She
virtual
created
dorm.
she created merch.
Is she black?
So,
Well,
yes. She also then
let her cook.
created like a like student union and all sorts of stuff. So we can talk about Hillman University TikTok when you get briefed. But I want to just go back a little bit. We did this little rapid fire, and there's a lot going on in our community, but there's also a lot of great things going on in our community. And you have been really excited about some of the amazing sisters that have been doing their thing. And I think I'm going to say that they're part of the 92%, but us 92 percenters are still moving.
Yeah. I get everyone knows this is my favorite time of year because college basketball. I I am shout out to Juju Watkins
Juju on Time
because
Magazine Woman of the Year, right?
no,
Yeah,
that's
that was
it.
it.
Okay, we're not
Listen,
cutting that. Um,
we're
so Juju Watkins is a 19-year-old sophomore at
mm-hmm.
USC,
Okay.
and your girl is making so much money already. God bless the NIL. I appreciate the NIL and everything it's doing for these kids in
Yeah.
college because they're making so much money and they deserve it.
I
Uh,
really feel my wife should be part of the segment right now because I have no what NIL for all
okay.
of it. What is
NIL,
the
that's
NIL?
that's the money that they can make now
Oh,
on
the
their
coins.
name
Yeah.
and likeness,
Okay.
right?
Got it. Got it.
Like college kids couldn't use to. Juju's the face of State Farm, her and Caitlin Clark, and she's 19. Anyway, Juju's a sophomore. She's a guard. She plays for USC. I have season tickets. I There is nothing that I have that has given me more joy in the past 2 months than watching her play. I just absolutely love watching these women play basketball. And Juju, when you see, Juju has a signature bun that she wears, and her mom does her hair. She has a signature bun she wears, and when you see
What
the
does the
amount of
mom
people.
doing the hair have to do with anything? I'm just curious.
Oh, it's just really cute because she's about to get a hair deal probably because they interviewed her and they're like, how do you get your bun exactly the same every game? And
I love a tight bun.
she's like, you are putting me on blast, and she's like, but I'm gonna have to say my mom does it, and she's like, because why would I learn? She's been doing it for 19 years. Why would I try to start? Not a bad answer. But anyway, these kids, the amount of kids who are at the games wearing Juju Watkins jerseys and putting their hair up in a bun, it is amazing to watch. And then you see how many men are there in her jerseys, and it's just a different. I've been going to sports games my entire life. The energy that she has brought to the game is so exciting for LA.
I
Uh,
love that.
and
I love
so,
that
yeah,
you're
shout
so
out
this
Juju.
this brings you so much joy. I want
It
to
brings
say
me so much joy.
so much joy. I
I
mean, I
went to a
think
game the other day by
yeah.
myself, which I've
Oh,
never done
really?
before.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
girl.
you should have called Jen.
I know, I was late. I went, so yes, Juju is amazing. Now, also, my other two favorite athletes who you all have heard me talk so much about are this year's Time Magazine Women of the Year.
Yes.
That is Asia Wilson and Jordan
Mhm.
Chiles.
Yes.
So I've also been to a UCLA meet to see Jordan. She's back. She said after the Olympics and that trash ass call that they did and took away her silver, she said she lost the love for sport, but now she's back at UCLA and she's got it back again. And she's been Big Ten athlete like every single week. She's amazing. And Asia, look, I cannot tell you enough about Asia Wilson. 2-time MVP, 2-time WNBA All Star. She's got a world champion and All Star, but it's got a statue at University of South Carolina. She started when her grandmother couldn't go to South
Mm.
Carolina. And now she has a statue outside the gym and her jersey's retired there. And she also has a book, Foundation. These are just women who not only are amazing in their sport, but they use their story to uplift so many other women. If you don't know their stories, I'm talking a lot about them because you should follow them. They are
Yes.
incredibly inspiring, even if you don't like sports. They seeing Black girls living in their authentic self. Jordan's got Jordan is doing gymnastics with like an inch long nails, fully tatted. Like Asia's got it. They live their life unapologetically black, and they are amazing at what they do, and they inspire me and give me joy every day.
Yes. You know what? That just gave me joy to listen to you get on that table and feel that, all of that. Because what I think, like, you know what? The world is crazy. We're going to admit it. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen in a month or in the next 365 days. But we have to find those moments of joy.
Yeah,
We have to find things that we're passionate about, excited about, and really almost take the noise and move
yeah,
through that
right,
because here are these amazing women. In some ways, we talk about joy is resistance.
right.
Finding your, whether it's finding your joy at a basketball game or travel and putting your life online and going in Delta, whatever. Find the joy and find the people and the community that will give you the love and support and the peace that you need.
Yeah,
Because that is what Black people and Black women need to do right now.
yeah, yeah. And also, just shout out to two other things we should talk about.
Yes.
Shout out to Coco, who won the Dubai Championship, of course.
Okay,
First,
Coco. Coco. Love
shout out to
Coco.
Coco Goff, who is amazing, and shout out Serena Williams for sea walking at the Super Bowl on
Listen, and
on a broke ass boyfriend. How many of you have broken up with a boyfriend who really tried to run his mouth about you, or a girlfriend, a
try
partner, whomever,
tried it.
and you were like, watch, and you were like,
You know
I
what?
don't know when, but when I get a second,
At the
I'm
Super
gonna
Bowl.
destroy you. I'm gonna destroy you in the
Come for your
saltiest
neck.
way
Come
possible.
for your
And
neck.
girl, when I saw her, I was like, yes, yes, yes,
I've been print walking since that Super Bowl.
pimp
I like
walking.
I've been the strut.
Oh
I've
yeah, yeah.
actually there's a lesson actually on how to do it. No, too much.
Um, and
I
have you? I mean, shout out Kendrick, of course, but
Kendrick,
this is just a
come on.
session on women. But Kendrick
Okay,
Lamar, what, what?
blackness on black on black. He did us so proud, and
He did us
it's
so
so.
proud.
But yeah,
That was the whole. I mean, I think we're gonna have to keep. The good news is this is going to help us look for the positives because
yes.
we're going to have to keep trying to find the positives. The even better news is we're amazing, and so there's going to be lots of positives like in sports and pop culture and whatever, but because we're going to have to hang on to it. And you see people have been hanging on to Kendrick. They're like, you're not going to let this,
Listen,
I'm not, this is
everybody
going to
from
take
the
me through
old.
March.
We're hoping
March to
it'll take
April.
us through January because I mean, even I think you saw the old ladies, the retirement homes, the policemen, everyone has got it.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to do that little strut. And I think it goes back to that gave us so much joy. Going
Yeah.
back to regardless, find your joy.
Oh
I'm
wait,
finding
we didn't even talk about Beyonce winning the Grammys.
Okay, that's
Finally.
where. Well, you didn't watch it. I was, and look, we need to
Little
talk
clip
about.
after the fact.
Can I just talk about one thing?
But
Talk about the fact that I have my tickets.
oh yeah,
I am going.
sucker.
I have not seen Beyonce since. Did you say sucker? Okay, keep it going. I have not, and I will say the same tickets that I bought for whatever cost. It's like $5,000 for the same seat I have
Girl,
right now.
that's
I
why.
could sell those seats and
Yeah,
probably pay for several trips.
look, I actually found I buy so much Beyonce merch. I don't even. I just recently moved, and I didn't even remember. I was moving something. I was like, I got a Cowboy Carter hat. I didn't even remember that.
Girl,
Gonna
please
have
tell
to
me you
wear
don't
that
have
this
a
weekend.
cowboy
Not a
Carter
cow.
hat.
I don't have a. It's a baseball cap. It's not a cowboy hat. But I do. Oh, girl, I have the hat, the shirt. Please, I'm merched
Well,
up.
I'm pulling together the outfit from the Spurs.
Friend, don't. You're not wearing Spurs.
Girl, I'm gonna pull it together. I gotta get.
Do you know how to do that? Have you seen that new? I don't think it's that new, but the new line dance. It's like the
Oh, I've
fan.
seen them. The good
Yeah,
thing is,
they're
I'm
really doing that.
where our tickets are is where the runway is gonna be, and so we'll be able to at least sit and watch the line dancing. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna be like, ha ha ha. The sad thing is, it's on Monday.
Yeah.
It's a Monday before a very busy week, so I'm gonna
I'm
be
not,
toe up.
I'm gonna go, but I'm not going in LA. I've seen her in LA before. I'm gonna try to go
Okay.
see her somewhere. I haven't seen her.
Jessica thinks she's special, and so
You
she
gonna catch
needs
you
to.
gonna catch me in Houston? No, that's where I won't be.
That's actually probably the place to be.
That's not for me. That's a little too. It's a little too much for me.
A little too
But
country, a little
it's a
too
little too
black, a
country.
little too what?
It's a little too country for me. That is not my
Say,
ministry.
as someone who lived in Texas for quite some time, 2 years, I will say,
You.
I'll say the rodeo country scene and the Houston life is
Yeah.
such on a different level. And when you
Yeah.
think about the barbecue, the food, the people, that's black.
Yeah, it's cool, but
It's
that's what I'm
awesome.
saying. That's not my ministry. I don't think I can live up to that.
You want to New York, maybe New York,
Because I want to do country chic, you know?
girl. Just go to a concert in LA and keep it moving. I have a friend with tickets. Let you know. All of this, whether it's Beyonce, Coco, Serena, all of this stuff is all
Juju,
going
Asia.
Juju. It's all going back to what our podcast is all about, but what the
Yeah.
season is going to really focus on.
Yeah.
And that is joy, always number
Yeah.
one. Community is
Yeah.
always number two. And honestly, this might be the only episode, maybe. Okay, I'm not going to promise that. We're not going to talk about some of the shenanigans in the streets, but we are wanting to focus and put our lens on the great things that we do and not
Yeah.
focus on the negativity.
Yeah, because really you can find so much joy in that. I went through speaking of my online community, I went through my social media and just tried to take out everything that is not basically speaking to our community because I just don't. First of all, like admittedly, I'm on Instagram way too much, and I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna be on here all the time, I'm gonna be just looking at Black joy. So,
Right.
yeah, because if you really do that, if you really try it, like it can fill your cup. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like seeing whatever it is for you, whatever space it is for you, whether it's art, whether it's sports, whether it's movies and TV, whatever it is, just if this is a time to immerse yourself, like immerse yourself and celebrate us as much as you can. I think
Yeah.
leaning into that joy it works. Look, we can lean into it. That doesn't mean when there's
We're
stuff
not
happening.
blind to the
Yeah,
shenanigans.
the external
We're not
factors
blind.
are gonna creep in,
Yes.
but
Right.
do what you can do for
Do what you can
self-preservation.
do. And just know, I mean, my focus on our Instagram is always about highlighting and shining a light on the amazing people who look like us and who support us. And so join our Instagram. I think I want to just encourage everyone to lean into your community, not isolation. It's really easy with all the things that are happening in the world to lean into isolation. But what are your communities? Share with us. Tell us. What are you tapping in? How are you surviving? And if it's updating your passport and finding that house in Mexico, we'll talk about that in one of the episodes. We are so excited to share with you some of our communities and also tapped on some stuff that may be surprising. But
all of us find community in different spaces and in different times in our life. We're searching for different things. And so we may go back and talk about what are the things that gave us community in our teens,
youth,
in our 20s, in our 30s, at our 40s, at our 50s.
Follow,
Follow your
share,
heart.
leave us a review.
Hey, Shabana. Be someone's Shabana if you can.
Be
someone's Shabana.
We are praying for you, Miss Robinson, and I hope you find your home in New York.
I hope you make it back safe on a safe flight. I hope she's on Spirit. God, can you imagine if she's not?
Girl, she's. We sent her $100,000 or $2,000 on a plot of land.
She's on Emirates.
She's on Emirates.
She's on Emirates on that premier class.
Like, follow, keep listening. Thank you.
Hey, Shabana.
Hey, it's Jessica. Thanks for listening to Girl Call Me.
If you have something to add or a story to share, come on over to Instagram or Facebook and join the conversation. Also, make sure you follow and subscribe. Girl, call me. You don't want to miss when we release new episodes. Thanks for listening.